Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. On this Cricket Happening show, I'll be talking about a wonderful match that happened. In the end, the match was in the 42nd match of the Indian Premier League 2018, which was played between Delhi Daredevils and Sunrisers Hyderabad. And one has to say that the Delhi crowd witnessed a fantastic innings from one bloke who, unfortunately, I would say, has not been is not a part of going to either to England, or it doesn't figure in the ODI or T20 as far as internationals are concerned. And Rishabh Pant, I'm talking about Rishabh Pant, who hit the highest score by in a T20 match by an Indian, and that was 128 that he smoked of 63 deliveries, which included 15 fours and 7 wonderful sixes that he hit. And what a knock! I mean, take a bow, Rishabh Pant. One would probably feel that Delhi Daredevils' score of 187 for 5 was written by Rishabh Pant. 128 not out. He got to his century in 36 deliveries, and it only took him. He reached his half century in 36 deliveries, I reckon. But the other 50 that he hit, it came in just 20 deliveries. He spanked them all around the park, especially considering the Sunrisers Hyderabad have the best bowling lineup, who have been really has been bowling very well, whether it is at the start, whether it is the middle, whether depth, and they have been very, very difficult to score off. And the way Rishabh Pant handled Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was a sight to watch. 2 sixes and 2 fours in that final over of Bhuvaneshwar. He probably gave the costliest figures to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar of his full quota, 43 runs leaking there, and Rishabh Pant was the man who did the damage. But after seeing that Delhi Daredevils reach 187 for 5, one would have expected the Delhi Daredevils to actually probably score much more than that. But as I said, it was a one-man show by Rishabh Pant. Sunrisers Hyderabad really put that Rishabh Pant's innings into the shade, as Sunrisers Hyderabad qualified for the playoffs by winning the match by 9 wickets, a sort of a cakewalk victory in the end. Thanks to Shikhar Dhawan, who was the man of the match, and Kane Williamson, who sparked it all, and with a 9-wicket victory. So what it did is Sunrisers Hyderabad have become the first team to qualify for the playoffs in the IPL, and deservedly so. And Delhi Daredevils are become the first team to be knocked off from the IPL. So let's have a look at it. So this is something that I will be definitely talking more about Rishabh Pant's innings, because he was the cynosure of all eyes here at the Delhi cricket ground. As I said, the Delhi crowd would have got their money's worth today. Yes, definitely it was not, Delhi Daredevils didn't win it, but at least they got to witness one of a fantastic innings from Rishabh Pant. And one is really, really wondering as to why Rishabh Pant doesn't even figure. He's a wicketkeeper, so probably that is the reason. With one probably feels very sorry. He has been very consistent in this IPL, and he smashed it all across the park today. What an innings from Rishabh Pant! And so that is as far as that is concerned. So that is something that I will be talking about. And also tomorrow it's a historical day for Ireland, as Ireland get their first ever test match in their history. They become the 11th nation to actually go and play a test match, and they would be the ones. I'm sure Ireland and the whole crowd, they will have a packed house tomorrow at Dublin, the capital of Ireland, no doubt about that. And one would be witness to the historical test match between Ireland and Pakistan, which is going to be played. And I can't say much. I'll come back to that. I'll try to do a brief preview, time permitting, on that particular game which is coming up. But let's talk about this game between Delhi Daredevils and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Despite a Rishabh Pant century, Sunrisers Hyderabad went and won the match in a sort of a cakewalk. They walked over Delhi Daredevils in this match and got a 9-wicket victory. So talking about this game, Delhi Daredevils won the toss. Shreyas Iyer won the toss and elected to bat first. And one knew that Prithvi Shaw, who has been very consistent scorer, but today it was not so. It was Shakib Ul Hassan who was brought in early by the Sunrisers Hyderabad. He came first change because Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was a bit costly, not much, but Shakib Ul Hassan was the one who dealt them a double blow, as he not only picked up the wicket of Parthiv Shah for 9 of 11 balls with 1-4, he also dismissed Jason Roy for 11 of 13 balls with 2 fours, and then it was Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer. Now Rishabh Pant is someone, definitely is a good player, but probably he needs to get a better understanding between the wickets. And today, once again we saw the Delhi Daredevils captain Shreyas Iyer was run out for 3 with a very good take by Sandeep Sharma to get the bails out. And the Delhi Daredevils, after winning the toss and electing to bat, were in deep trouble at 43 for 3. And at 43 for 3, things were not looking good, but Rishabh Pant, their consistent player, was in the middle. He was joined in by Harshal Patel, and Harshal Patel did not waste any time. He decided that the best way to play the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowlers is to really go and give them a tonk. And that's what he precisely did. He made 24 of 17 deliveries with 2 sixes. But once again, another misunderstanding happened, and it was Harshal Patel who was run out, and again Rishabh Pant was at the other end. Now that made things a bit complicated with the score reading 98 for 4 in the 14th over. But Rishabh Pant was definitely timing the ball very well. He was looking in good nick, and that really got to him. Rishabh Pant probably realized that he is the one who is the guilty party in that, and as soon as Harshal Patel was out, he turned it on big time. In fact, he went and he hit the ball out of the ground. He hit a massive 6 out of the ground. And after that, there was absolute carnage from Rishabh Pant's bat. Rishabh Pant was simply superb. It didn't matter who was bowling to him. So as I said, he scored the fastest, not the fastest, it's the highest score by an Indian in T20 matches is 127 by Murli Vijay, I suppose. And Rishabh Pant has broken that record. I mean, this is not only an IPL record. IPL's record is held by Brendan McCullum, who made 158. But Rishabh Pant has broken the record for the highest score by an Indian player in T20 cricket. What a knock. Take a bow, Rishabh Pant. And he went hammer and tongs. Maxwell was out for 9. But Rishabh Pant was there till the end. He was there. He was the total master. He had an unbeaten 128, 36 balls to get to his half century. And once Harshal Patel was gone, he was anger personified. He sent the ball. He hit 3 fours of Rashid Khan. And then he sent the ball out of the territory. He probably felt that he was the one who was guilty in case of Shreyas Iyer, and he turned it on, absolutely turned on the Firozshah Kotla ground, Delhi, into a sort of a really with lot of turned it on to a sort of a sort of a mayhem was there when he was batting there at the crease, as he went after Siddharth Kaul and slammed him for 6s. And what was good about him was that even though the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowlers had a game plan against him by trying to bowl at the 6th stump, one could say, but today Rishabh Pant was very smart. He had taken a middle stump guard, and even Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was not spared. He was showing as if he's going to go there and probably flick it, but on the other hand, he was ramping it over third man, and he was equal to the challenge, and all those strokes, as I said, were different strokes. It was different. So it was not, he was befuddling the bowler, one could say. Such was the command over his game. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, as I said, probably was pasted all across the ground. 2 fours and 2 sixes, and especially considering this particular knock of Rishabh Pant was simply superb. I mean, there are absolutely no words to describe it. I mean, Sunrisers Hyderabad bowling has been the most toughest in this IPL, but today they were totally dismantled by Rishabh Pant. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 4 overs, 1 for 51. Sandeep Sharma, 4 overs, none for 24. Shakib Hassan was the best, 2 for 27. Siddharth Kaul ran for 48. Rashid Khan went for 35. But Bhuvaneshwar Kumar going for the maximum, 51 runs of his 4 overs. And he really gave a lesson here. And the Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Delhi Daredevils 187 for 5, and out of that Rishabh Pant had 128 not out to his name. And one can only say that this was a thunderous innings from Rishabh Pant. He went totally berserk, I would say. And as I said, I know that it's not easy for him to get into the Indian team, but looking at his performance and looking at how the former players have been praising him, Brad Hogg, Ian Bishop, a lot of other players, one feels very sorry for Rishabh Pant that he does not figure even in the T20 scheme of things for India in international fixtures. So Sunrisers Hyderabad, it was, as I said, it was a walk in the park victory. Probably one thought 187 was never going to be enough. One knew that, but probably one thought at least, Delhi Daredevils will give it a good fight. But it was a totally one-sided game. Barring Alex Hales getting LBW ball Patel for 14 of 10 balls with 3 fours, it was nothing that they could do. Shikhar Dhawan got himself into some great form once again. This is the first time we saw Shikhar Dhawan really open up after coming back from that injury, and he slammed an unbeaten 92. I mean, there was nothing to look back. From 15 for 1, it was only victory for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and it was a partnership which yielded 176 runs unbroken for the second wicket between Shikhar Dhawan, who made an unbeaten 92 of just 50 deliveries, which included 9 fours and 4 sixes. Williamson contributed an unbeaten 83 of just 53 deliveries, 8 fours and 2 sixes, and the game was over. 191 for 1. It was a 9-wicket victory in the end, and that was truly phenomenal, I would say, as far as Sunrisers Hyderabad were concerned. And one really felt sorry that Rishabh Pant's knock was definitely put into the shade by the Sunrisers Hyderabad batsmen Dhawan and Williamson. Trent Bolt was slammed, 3.5 overs, none for 43. Harshal Patel, 4 overs, 1 for 32. Nadeem went for 22 of his 2. Liam Plunkett was battered for 41 runs of his 4 overs. Amit Mishra, 3 overs, none for 29. V. Shankar, 1 over for 14, and Maxwell, 1 over for 9 runs. And Shikhar Dhawan was named man of the match. And as I said, this enables Sunrisers Hyderabad to become the first team to qualify for the IPL playoffs. And also, Delhi Daredevils were knocked out of the IPL. So Delhi Daredevils now they have no chance. They are the first team to be knocked out of the IPL. Now they have definitely stand no chance now. So as I said, Delhi witnessed a wonderful match, and especially Rishabh Pant's innings will be remembered for a long time. Well, from here, just wanting to say the match which is coming up tomorrow is Chennai Super Kings are taking on, in my reckoning, it's the Rajasthan Royals, but I still need to check my cricket book here. But in all reckoning, it is Chennai Super Kings for sure. It's a feeling that it's Rajasthan Royals, but we will confirm that later. So now let's talk about the historic test which is coming up. History is going to be made in cricket tomorrow when Ireland, who has been awarded test status along with Afghanistan, would be playing their maiden test in their history. And as I said, what a proud moment for Ireland tomorrow when they walk out into the field and they have that feeling that they are playing their first official test match in history. And truly they have worked hard for it, and I'm very happy to see that Ireland have finally made it there. So let's talk about Ireland, as the match is going to be played in Dublin, which is the capital of Ireland, and the Ireland team. Let's have a look at the team. William Porterfield, who has been doing a sort of a yeoman service to Ireland cricket with his captaincy, will captain the team, and himself is a very good not only good captain but also a very good player too. They have some solid openers. Paul Stirling is another very talented bloke, as we all know, and all these Irish players are all being someone who were born and bred in England. I mean, they have played a lot of cricket in the English county, and they would be probably looking forward to it. So Paul Stirling is another very wonderful stroke maker. Ed Joyce is the one who Ireland would be definitely looking out for as far as solidity is concerned, because Ed Joyce is the one who is going to be cementing this Ireland team, because he is the one who can stay at the wicket for quite a long time. Then we have the O'Brien brothers, who have been also playing for Ireland for quite a long time. Niall O'Brien, who is a wonderful cricketer, is also the wicket keeper of the team, and Kevin O'Brien is the another one, the brother of Niall O'Brien, who basically is an aggressive cricketer, but he's an all-rounder. And then Andy Balbirnie, of late, as you know, he's someone who has scored very consistently, and he's also a very good upcoming player for Ireland. Andy Balbirnie has been scoring runs. Gary Wilson always is there when the chips are down, and he comes in and plays his part very well. And the bowling would be in the hands of some experienced guys like Boyd Rankin, the tall, gangling pace and swing bowler, Boyd Rankin, and Tim Murtagh is another one who is always on the money right away. He hits his length absolutely right every time he comes on to bowl. And then they have Stuart Thompson, who is there, and then they have their off spinner Andy McBride. So that is the Ireland squad. So Ireland, as I said, will be going to the history books tomorrow. And also the other thing is that they will be getting their stats in. Basically, they all would be starting their test careers here. So the Ireland team is making its debut tomorrow. And Pakistan, looking as Craig Young, one was surprised to see that Craig Young has been drafted as a replacement, but Stuart Thompson is the medium pace bowler. And also, let's look at the Pakistan team. Now, Pakistan team are a very experienced bunch of cricketers. They are led by Sarfraz Ahmed, the captain of the Pakistan cricket team, who himself is a good batsman and the wicketkeeper batsman. And Pakistan would be seeing a debut for Imam ul Haq, the nephew of the former cricketer Inzamam ul Haq. He has been playing in T20s and ODIs. Now comes the chance for Imam ul Haq to play test matches. So he's the one who would be opening with Azhar Ali, and one knows about Azhar Ali. Azhar Ali needs no mention that he's the one who is a sort of a tailor-made player as far as test matches are concerned, because he's the one who is the rock for Pakistan. And then they have Haris Sohail in the mix. Haris Sohail will be coming one drop. They have another very reliable player in Asad Shafiq. Babar Azam is another one who can score a lot of runs in test cricket as well. Babar Azam. Sarfraz Ahmed, the captain of the team. The bowling will be in the hands of Mohammad Amir. Mohammad Amir will be the kingpin of the Pakistan bowling attack. He would be partnered by the left-arm pace bowler Rahat Ali, and they have Mohammad Abbas, who has done well recently in a county game against Northamptonshire. Also, the leg spin would be in the hands of Shadab Khan, the leggy, who's also looking good after getting 4 wickets there along with Mohammad Abbas. And Fahim Ashraf, the upcoming all-rounder from Pakistan. He's a sort of a surprise packet, I would say, but he's also probably playing his first test match. So probably Fahim Ashraf is also making his test debut. Now it will be very interesting to see how England and Pakistan would be getting acclimatized to the Irish conditions. They say that there will be a lot of in it for the seamers, and it would be interesting. So there's definitely going to be a very good game of cricket, and one hopes that for history's sake, this historic first test match which is coming up between Pakistan and Ireland tomorrow at Dublin in Ireland turns out to be a real beauty. And also one news which is not something that one would like to hear about, that there is a rain forecast for the first 2 days of the match. So hopefully the rain gods stay away and allow this very very, very beautiful historic test match between Ireland and Pakistan to take place in Dublin, Ireland tomorrow. Well, with this being said, it's about time for me to sign off on this cricket show by bidding you all a very good night. Thank you.